Glasses back on. Okay. In the ancient days, when the first quiver of speech came to my lips, I ascended the holy mountain and spoke unto God, saying, Master, I am thy slave. Thy hidden will is my law, and I shall obey thee forevermore. But God made no answer, and like a mighty tempest passed away. And after 1,000 years, I ascended the holy mountain and again spoke unto God, saying, Creator, I am thy creation. Out of clay hast thou fashioned me, and to thee I owe mine all. And God made no answer, but like 1,000 swift wings passed away. And after 1,000 years, I climbed the holy mountain and spoke unto God again, saying, Father, I am thy son. In pity and love thou hast given me birth, and through love and worship I shall inherit thy kingdom. And God made no answer, and like the mist that veils the distant hills, he passed away. And after 1,000 years, I climbed the sacred mountain and again spoke unto God, saying, My God, my aim and my fulfillment, I am thy yesterday, and thou art my tomorrow. I am thy root in the earth, and thou art my flower in the sky. And together we grow before the face of the sun. Then God leaned over me, and in my ears whispered words of sweetness. And even as the sea that enfoldeth a brook that runneth down to her, he enfolded me. And when I descended to the valleys and the plains, God was there also. Okay, was that clear? Yeah, good, good. Kelly, I think that's a really excellent observation when to liken it to different stages of our religious history. I think that's wonderful, you know, and you can certainly see it. I think the beauty in it is it's showing the stages that humanity has moved through in this journey home, which isn't even a journey because you haven't left home, right? But it's not as easy as saying it. We have to climb the mountain, and we have to climb the mountain repeatedly. Yeah. And I think that that's the beauty for me of this passage. You know, each time he gets the message that's clear that whatever it is that he thinks is truth isn't, because he doesn't get his, you know, the thing that he seeks is elusive, and he comes in all these different ways, you know. Subservient, it didn't work. And coming saying, you know, I'm your creation now and you made me, so, you know, I owe everything to you, didn't work. And then what's next? Then it's oh, I am thy son, right? Even the message of the Christ, I am thy son, and I shall inherit thy kingdom through love and worship, didn't work. Oh boy, that'll be a good one for Christians to listen to. It didn't work. Love and worship alone wasn't enough, right? And each time 1,000 years passes before he's ready to climb the sacred mountain again, right? He's had 1,000 years to work through it, to get to that next stage. And then he gets to the final stage, and he climbs the sacred mountain one last time, and he finally gets it. He and God are one. There's nothing that separates one from the other, and they journey together. And in that, he finds that which he's been seeking and what he has been seeking his discovery is that he was the one that he sought in the first place. And then he says, when I descended to the valleys and the plains, God was there also, meaning it wasn't just the moment of transcendence on the top of the sacred mountain, right? When he moved back down into the space of the world, God was there, because that's all that is anyway. Such a beautiful, beautiful thing. I absolutely love that. I have lots to read to you. We'll see if I do or not. Anybody have a comment on that? Did you feel it was especially beautiful or thought-provoking? Kind of hard when I can't hear you. Pujanda, you want to say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I was just going to say, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I guess that's the most I can say about that in words. But I guess to take it down a couple of levels, I thought about just kind of as you go through the path and you have a new understanding, and it's like, you climb the mountain and it feels like forever, that 1,000 years, and you're like, I got it, I figured it out, it's this. And then you have the test, which I kind of felt like was kind of that, like, proclamation to God, like, this is it, I figured it out. And I feel like I've done that to you, like, I figured it out, this is it. And you're like, yeah, no. Like, kind of, but no, that's not, there's more, keep going. And then, or the test comes to see if you really have it. And then I feel like when the test comes, especially the first couple of tests, I feel like I get, like, knocked off the mountain. And then I'm like, oh gosh, I'm never going to get this. Like, I don't understand. I thought I had it. Like, what? Or I don't even realize I've been knocked off the mountain. I just know that I just feel it, you know what I mean? So just, I guess the test, like, once you learn, and then kind of going back over and over again in the test. And did you really get it? Did you really get it? Did you really get it? And it's not just a one-time realization, that it, like, continues to come back until you, like, really get it anchored in.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of go on, I guess.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. I think another aspect of it that I find so beautiful is that as we're reading through his different attempts to reach the summit of this mountain and have his moment of transcendence, that we see repeatedly how the answer does not lie in conditional anything, right? It's beyond conditions. And it's so important to recognize that aspect, because as we, one of the statements that we use in this work is that human love is predicated on behavior, right? And when we say that, for anyone who doesn't know that statement, it means simply that in the case of human consciousness and human love and your capacity for love, it's based completely on the conditioned behavior of the other. So whenever that conditioned behavior is in alignment with your conditioned behavior, you find it easy to experience what you believe is love. But when that conditioned behavior comes outside of that for you, now it's a real challenge, and we find ourselves withholding our love from others because they don't meet our expectations or fulfill our needs and desires. And what he discovers on his multiple attempts up the mountain is that none of that matters. None of it. I mean, and it seems like such a minor thing, but last week we talked a lot about shame, and this is like part and parcel of that, because let me find it again. The first time he's there, he says, that the will of God is his law. I shall obey thee forever. And God's like, nah, unnecessary. Go back, as my guide would have said to me, go wash the car again. Wax on, wax off. We did a lot of that. Then the second time, he says, I am thy creation. Out of clay hast thou fashioned me, and to thee I owe mine all. So I owe everything I am to you, right? No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Go away. Keep thinking. Then the third one. So through love and worship, I shall inherit thy kingdom because I am your son. So, wow, isn't that perfect? Because doesn't that speak to every parent-child relationship on the planet? Right? I am your child, and through my love for you and literally pretty much my worship of you as my parent, I shall inherit thy kingdom. I will receive your good graces, right? God says, no, not necessary. And then he needs 1,000 more years to finally come to it. That my God is my aim and my fulfillment. I am thy yesterday, and you are my tomorrow. I'm the root in the earth, your root in the earth, and you are my flower in the sky. Together we grow before the face of the sun. And God says, yes. You see, there's nothing you need to do. There's no penance you have to pay. There's no shame you have to hold on to prove that you're good enough, worthy enough, penitent enough. Completely unnecessary. And all that does for you, every single one of those, is keep you from me. To keep you from the knowing that you are that, perfect and whole. I had a student just this past week made a comment to me about a fear that comes up about how I will perceive the student in, when the student's moving through whatever their thing is in the moment. And the only response I had was that the only thing I see is your perfection and your wholeness. And that's all I see. Regardless of the karma drama that you're currently cycling around in, that's not what I see. Now, of course, I see it, right? Understand my verbiage here. Of course, I see it. Of course, I have to work with it because that's part of the enslavement. So we've got to work with that. But that's not how I perceive anyone. It doesn't matter who they are, what they've done, what they're currently doing or have done in the past, what they potentially could do in the future. They're perfect and whole just by the very existence of themselves. And could it be that simple? Could it be that simple? To embrace oneself so completely that everything else just falls away? Simple, not easy, but simple.